Hey guys, back with another one. Hope all is well. I wanted to individually speak on situations that are going on currently over there with the Carbonation girls or wives, aka wives, um, and how unserious this is to them. They're not taking this situation serious at all. When I heard they were labeled as Natureboy's co-defendant, it blew my mind because I didn't know how far he could control their minds. I did hear on an interview that Shaka had that Natureboy's mouth is ill, it's dangerous. I mean, he could probably tell them to go rob a bank and they would do it. And for them to take it to the extreme is one thing to go into the jail and maybe visit, and usually people might have it on their personal or something like that. But when you're instructed to buy a drone, have it the same color as the jail, and the wrappings to be the same color as the jail so it blends in, and you have these people fly in that drone to your room, and you attempt to take the drugs off with a broomstick, we all know it fails. It's crazy, and it goes to show how brainwashed they are. And a lot of the reason why they're in this situation right now is because of the fact that they're unproductive. um he's not only giving them a life of being um lazy, being in these beautiful countries, tropical islands, and reprogramming them to believe that they shouldn't be working. Babylonians are the only ones that should be out here working, and we're the only fools that are working. Um, he has made them believe that in order to be with him or any man, you're supposed to um, abandon your children. When we all know the reason why he doesn't let or allow them to bring their children is because he's not going to take care of another man's child. That's just the bottom line. And he's being selfish. He just wants the woman. The package deal is the kid and the woman, but he's not taking the whole package. He just wants the woman. And he has made them believe that it's okay that they've abandoned their child. So it's really not a surprise what he had them do. But the sad situation is that now he has picked up another case in jail for himself. Yeah, he's a $15,000 bond, but who's going to give him that kind of money? And he's already crashing. He already had a serious first charge of the R and false imprisonment. And then you go trying to, I get it, hustle up the money for your attorney and have somebody smuggling some drugs and it fails. Now your wives are your co-defendants. They went from victims to menace to society. They only just let the court systems know that they are no better than Natureboy. They are flight risk, and they're a threat to society because whatever Natureboy tells them to do, they're gonna do it on command. Because you see what they did, and try to smuggle those drugs into the prison. Allegedly, this is what they supposedly did. Now, see, the court systems could honestly make an example out of these women just to break them, so that they could break up this whole circle that people are calling a cult. They call Natureboy cult leader. People have been saying to me, well, they probably don't have any criminal record, so they probably won't get hit too hard. But because of what they stand for and because of many of years, we all see how cults end up, and people end up unalived in groups. They could make an example out of them even without a record and sentence them to do some time, along with even maybe giving Natureboy sentence. This might be, even if they can't indict him on the serious charges that he is in there for, this might be a way that they can give him some time on what he tried to commit in the jail, and also give the co-defendants just as much time as he gets. It can happen like that. So see, they didn't look at the big picture. I think that they had a lot of time to marinate and sit with themselves and just get out of Dodge, not knowing if he's gonna go to jail or walk. And they sat around, hung around the barbershop too long, got the haircut. They're together, laughing and joking. But trust me, when they go to sleep, every individual woman that is still with him is thinking about their freedom, because it can be taken in a split second. And it's really sad that they don't see that if a person really cares for you, they're already in a compromised situation. Their damn self. Why would they make life even harder for you? You can't be no help to him if you're doing crash dummy stuff for him. And it's just really sad that they're not seeing the big picture. Now, I don't know what he's telling them on the phone, because as we know, Natureboy has a habit of getting on these recorded lines and speaking as though nobody's recording him. And he incriminates himself like that. He's been warned to stay off of these recorded lines because this could be used against him in a court of law. But he still does it because he thinks he's God. He's made himself think that he's God. He's got them thinking that he's God. But God wouldn't have told them to do what they did. And it's really sad that they're not looking at the big picture, because the system, the FBI, and everyone has been building a case like they did R. Kelly, because he tried to compare himself to R. Kelly for years. And he even said it, being cocky. So you know they're watching you. And you're going to blatantly say you know that they're watching you. And you still was doing all them inhumane things. And yet and still you got 4 women holding you down that should be going on with their life. And you up here got them doing crash dummy stuff. Now you then put their freedom at risk. So to me, it at this point, and I hate to say it, you might say I'm messed up for saying it. It don't make no difference. Might as well stay where you're at. Don't go back to your kids. Because where you're going, you're probably not going to be able to see your kids if they set an example out of you. The system is corrupt, just as corrupt as the criminals. And what we sometimes think is going to be the outcome of, the justice system doesn't always happen like that. It can happen where it's not in your favor. And the biggest strike against us, and I hate to say it, is a lot of people's color. You don't get treated like, the other race. And this is not the race card. It's a fact. It's a fact. And for them to put themselves in this situation, they're young, but how long are we gonna keep using that they're young? I is in her 30s. She's old enough to know better than all of them. She could have been the one that stood up and said, I don't think we should do this, because we're not gonna be able to be here for Natureboy if we're out here committing crimes like Natureboy. So don't be surprised if you hear that they got indicted and went to jail, or they got a stiff probation stipulation, and they're gonna break if they get a probation stipulation where they can't maybe talk to him on the phone or write him or any kind of communication, be around him if he gets out. They're gonna break that rule and go to jail, because probation is time on layaway. So if you get probation, you might as well say, just like I'm telling you right now, that they're in jail, because now the law is controlling your life. The courts are controlling your life. And the least little thing you do, you're going to go to jail. And I don't think that they see it for that, because he has manipulated them to the point that they don't know right from wrong. And they don't know, if he tells them to do something, they're going to do it, even if it's wrong, because they believe in anything that he says, even though we know he's a narcissist, even though we know everything that he does or acts of them is for just Natureboy, not for them, not the better good of them, but for the better good of him. So I hope that they are listening to this video and they wake up and they see that what they did could cost them their freedom.